Well, hey there, Outpost Review. My name's Patrick. It's good to see you guys again. It's been a little bit of a minute, but today's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to talk about things that I know about. I have here in my hand some media devices, and by media I just mean some hard drives. My dad was showing you some of the packages that I had ordered for him that had come in the mail the other day on our live stream, if you happened to catch it. And if you didn't, you ever wanted to say something and didn't come out? If you didn't get a chance to see our live stream, I'm going to explain why these are very important to us and how it may be able to help you out if you like to do videography or photography, or if you just like to store memories and stuff like that around the house. These things are lifesavers. It could really help you out. And then they also really cut down on time, and I'm going to show you how. So to start out with, I just kind of want to show you what I have here below the camera and explain to you like the brand and kind of what we have going on. So a lot of these smaller ones, these are hard drives. More specifically, they're solid state drives or SSDs. And what that just means is that there's no moving parts. It's basically like a really big flash drive. You've used flash drives before, the old USB kind. And so these are just larger, and they hold more, and they're really fast. And so, Patrick, why do you have two different brands? Well, at the time, these were really cheap, the SanDisk ones, and they were rated really well. And so I bought these for myself. I have like 3 or 4 of these. And then I have 2 of these Samsung T7s. They were a newer model. They used to have the T5s. They were really highly rated. And why did I get a red one and a blue one? Well, these actually are my church's, and I bought these because they had a good deal, and I needed one for audio and I needed one for video. So every week when we do video editing and we do audio recording, I didn't want to get them mixed up and give the one for the guy who's editing the video for the week the wrong hard drive. And so I got 2 different colors so that I could tell them apart very quickly. And so that was one cool feature that they had available. The other one is I got these little cheap like rubber outer sleeve. That way if someone just happened to drop it because it's getting passed around a lot, that it would protect it from getting beat up and banged up and stuff if it happened to just drop. So why are these important? Well, before we talk about that, I want to talk about some of the other ones that I have. Now, a lot of you may have seen ones like this. Okay, this is 4 terabytes, and this is the more normal kind of USB, older kind of style. And it's a good hard drive for just storing photos and videos and stuff like that if you like. You can get it at Walmart. It will function for what you need. The other one that I have here is a much larger Big Daddy. This is a Western Digital. It's 8 terabytes, and it's just mostly for archiving. It's fast, but it's not meant for speed and transferring stuff back and forth really quickly to work with. It's more for archiving and using to store things on, much like this one here. The smaller ones, although they're fast, they're more meant for like the portable nature of them because they're so small, they're light, and you can transfer things back and forth very quickly. The only bottleneck at that point that would slow your transfer speed down, and I'll talk about why transfer speed is important, it would be your computer and what it allows you to transfer to and from the computer from the hard drive. So some of the other things that I have here below me are something that he showed you the other day, which was an SD card wallet, okay? And so why is this important? Well, shouldn't you just have one SD card per camera? No, that's a big wrong-go. Now, hopefully we have, and obviously this channel we use a lot of cameras. At my church we use a lot of cameras, and some of you may use cameras for storing your photos when you're taking them, or if you're using them in your camera for shooting video. And so already you never want to just have one SD card. You always want to have a backup. Sometimes SD cards can go down. If you buy good quality ones, it's more rare, but sometimes they can go down. You always want to have a backup. Or you may make a mistake, which has happened a lot, to me recently and you forget to erase everything off the SD card, you're in the middle of recording, it fills up. Now you can't erase it because you have footage from that day, so you need another SD card to write to. And so it's really, 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 really beneficial for you to have more than one SD card. And then more than that, it's better to have something to store it in that's safe for them, that will keep the elements out. And then if you happen to drop it, you know, you don't have to worry about the card getting banged up, and they're so small, they can just, you know, you don't want to be snapping your stuff up, especially if you have footage on there. These things are invaluable. This wallet will hold, let's see, it'll hold 12 larger SD cards, okay, and it'll hold below each main slot, it will hold 2 micro SD cards. Now, I want to talk about the SD cards for a second. You can see here that I have several different kinds. Okay, I have 2 silver ones, 2 of these black ones. I have like a yellow gold colored one, and then I have one that is actually a micro SD card, and I have it sitting inside of an adapter. Okay, I don't know if that'll pick up there. Oh, maybe not. Okay, you can get the idea. So what's the purpose of all these? Well, one is speed and how long it can maintain that speed. In my opinion, you know, I'm not a videographer by any stretch of the word or a photographer, but I know a little bit about it and I've had some experience with it. You always want to try to buy the best SD card that you can get in terms of quality, speed, reliability, of course, all of those, and sometimes that can get really pricey. So in the case of this 128 gig SD card right here, this is a Hoodman steel. This is actually rated higher than what a lot of the cameras that we use will actually even like this. My cameras won't even function at what this is capable of. But why this specific card is very beneficial is it's still backwards compatible with my camera. So I can still write to it and it'll, you know, use the full capability of what my camera is capable of doing. And then where the real beneficial part is when I'm transferring. Now I talked earlier about transfer speed and why that's important. And so for like my dad, who records every single day of the week, he has very minimal time that he has in between getting home and being able to eat to have to offload his footage. Now, if he records with 1 camera that day, it's just 1 SD card. If he records with 2 cameras, it's 2, and so on and so forth. Now, why is the transfer speed super important? Well, I'll tell you. So this one has a super fast transfer speed, and if my computer allows it, and if my SD card reader, which I got him one of these, I'll talk about in a second, allows it. Here's another one. This is just a single slot one. Then I'm able to transfer all of that footage very quickly. Now, why is that important? Well, if you've ever tried to transfer 30, 40, 50 gigs at one time, if you have a slow SD card, it can take 20, 30, 40 minutes. It depends. Depends on how fast your computer is transferring and then really how fast the card is. And so you want to try to buy the best that you can as far as speed, reliability, quality, and so on and so forth. Now, sustained speed is a thing too. This stuff can get real geeky and real nerdy. I don't mean to bore you guys. I do want to try to make this video interesting, but I know that there's a lot of you guys who have reached out to us who've wanted to know what we were using, who were wanting to start a YouTube channel, who are just starting a YouTube channel, and we want to show you what we're using and what we found to work better. And so just as of late, I actually ordered my dad, like I said, the SD card wallet. They're all in one place, they're protected. And I also ordered him some of these SanDisk Extreme Pros. The ones that I'm holding right now are 128 gigabytes. I did order him the 64 gigs, but as of yesterday, I'm ordering him the 128, so he just has that extra little room in case he forgets to delete his footage from the previous day. So why is this important? Now, guys, these are less than $35 on Amazon. That's not expensive at all. And these things, like I can transfer with the computer that I have, which is just regular USB, I can transfer probably 20, 30, 40 gigabytes in less than 20 minutes. It's pretty quick. I've had other cards that were half the speed of this that took significantly longer. Now, let me show you the speed difference between this one, which is the fastest one that you can get from SanDisk, the Extreme Pro, compared to this Hoodman Steel. This literally will transfer the same footage in about 7 or 8 minutes. Now, if you combine that with, if you shot the same footage on 3 cameras, and the total between the 3 cameras was 20 minutes or 25 minutes, but the total for the other 3 cameras on the slower cards was closer to 45 minutes or an hour, you just cut down your time 30 minutes. And time is everything when you're trying to edit, because it takes you time to plug the SD card in, offload all the footage, then edit all of it. Now, this gets into, so that cut down maybe half of your time by getting a faster SD card, something that's more reliable, something that's higher quality, and then the SD card wallet to protect everything. Okay, I hope I haven't bored you yet. I'm trying to make it interesting. Now, he mentioned that I bought him something like this. Now, this is an SD card reader. A lot of you guys have one in your computer already, and so you're saying, well, why do I need another one? I'll tell you why. Sometimes you can see these. Now, this one is a single slot SD card reader, and it also has a single slot micro SD card reader up there. And so that's good if your computer doesn't have an SD card reader. It's also good if you just needed, if you happen to have an SD card reader but you needed another one to plug 2 cards in, you can just get this one, and then now you plug it in your computer, put one in here, put another one in the port in your computer, and now you have 2. Now, that's cool. It's relatively cheap. This one's a little bit more expensive. This is $100. This is made by the company StarTech, and it has 4 slots on it. Now, why is this good? One, it is USB-C, so it's made to the specs of everything that's coming out nowadays, so it will transfer speeds very quickly. As far as like what you can put into it, it will put it back out. The other thing is that if I plug this into my computer in one slot, I can plug 4 SD cards in at one time. It will pull them all up on my computer. I can pull them all up and start transferring all of them at the same time. Now, that is a big time saver. I'll tell you why. My dad has an SD card slot on his computer, and he would do 1 card at a time. And if it takes his card 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, 40 minutes to transfer the footage, he has to wait that entire time before he can then eject it, put another card in, and then wait longer. So you can see already how your workflow has immensely improved by getting a faster card and by getting something that has more slots available. If you're trying to record with several different camera angles, these 2 things, faster cards and the several multi-slot SD card reader, is going to significantly improve your workflow. So a couple more things here. These particular hard drives that I was showing you guys earlier, I got them in the USB-C format because, again, it kind of future-proofs it as far as, it's still backwards compatible with the older style USB that everyone is used to seeing, pardon me. Everyone's used to seeing these USBs, and so this is still backwards compatible, but if I happen to upgrade my computer that has USB-C, I can plug a USB-C cable into it, and now all of a sudden my transfer speed is going to be significantly higher because that's just the way that the technology is made. And so a lot of this stuff you buy ahead of where you're at, so that when you move into your next season or your next step, you already have something that you don't have to throw away. It will work with what you have. And so all of these things that I'm talking to you about, and I want to show you one more thing that saved me during this last winter storm. These things are invaluable. Do you have to have them? No, you don't have to have them at all. But they have saved me as far as having backups of backups. It saved me as having I had 5 or 10 minutes in between services where I had to transfer something. And because I had a fast SD card, I had a fast SD card reader, my computer allowed me to, and I had a fast hard drive that I could dump stuff off with, I was able to read and write things extremely quickly and get to the next point, get to the next thing that I needed to do because I made that investment. You may not think it's worth it. I think it's highly worth it, especially if you're doing multi-camera angle stuff, especially if you're trying to increase your workflow. If this helps you, let me know in the comments, write me an email. If you have any questions about the particular brand and models that I have and maybe some Amazon links, I can give that to you as well. Just send me an email, lay a comment down below. I hope I didn't bore you too much today. I have one more thing to show you. This thing saved me from when I had no power. So I live in Houston. As you know, a lot of the winter storms came through for a week. Some of you up north may laugh, but we had a little bit of a time. This thing, so as you know, I like Milwaukee. Lots of brands make great stuff, but I'm Team Red all the way. And so this little device I found at the store, it was like maybe $30. And it slips onto the top of your battery. DeWalt makes them too. I don't know if any of the other companies make them. I haven't really looked into it, but I know DeWalt and Milwaukee make them. DeWalt, I think, makes a two-port one, but Milwaukee, this is only a single port. And it slides onto your battery, and you can plug anything USB related into it, and it will charge it. Now, why is that significant? Well, if any of you guys ever used portable chargers for your phone, you know that they're super helpful. Especially when your phone's about to die. But not only that, but you can get multiple charges off of them. Well, if you've ever used a drill battery for a cell phone or for an iPad, you get many charges out of that thing. And so it will literally charge your phone for the entire day. You can literally just leave it plugged in and it'll keep it 100% the whole day. I think I've charged my phone to full several different times and the battery was still had 2 clicks on it. And so, and that was just with a 5 amp hour battery. These things are invaluable if you have a DeWalt setup, if you have a Milwaukee setup. And again, I'm sorry, I don't know the other brands that have this available. This thing is a lifesaver. You can go camping with it and just take a drill battery, smack it on there, you got your phone. And with your phone, of course, you have flashlight, you have all those options available. This thing is a lifesaver. I highly recommend looking into these type of little battery adapters. And then Milwaukee has one where you can kind of turn it on and off. So you can still leave everything plugged in and then just turn it off. That way you can just leave it plugged up. Anyways, I hope today's video was, I know I rambled a lot about some geeky tech stuff and we didn't really do a lot of woodworking and stuff like that, but I wanted to give more in depth on some of the stuff that my dad showed you the other day on our live stream, some things that I know a whole lot about, I spend a lot of time on, and if I didn't explain something well enough for you, let me know in the comments below, send me an email, drop me a line, and or hit me up on the website, Instagram, wherever you can get a hold of me, and I will try my best to respond to you and to help you out if this is something that you're looking at getting more into, if you're looking to increase your workflow, if you're trying to start a YouTube channel, I'll help you with everything that I can to help increase what it is that you're doing. So again, have a good day, have a good night wherever you are in the world. Thank you for tuning in to Outpost Review, and I will look forward to seeing you next time.